Hi, we've reached the end of July, so this is me finishing off the books that I read. I started off the second half of July listening to Long Island by Colm Tóibín, and this was the sequel to Brooklyn that I'd listened to earlier. And I'm trying not to give too much away because I don't like spoilers. We're back with Eilish and Tony. They've been married for 20 years. They've got 2 children. And they live in a sort of like a little cul-de-sac in Long Island, surrounded by family. Tony's brothers and parents all live in the same area. So it's almost very, very claustrophobic. And then one day, an Irishman knocks on Eilish's door and drops a bombshell. And her whole life sort of everything she believed has disintegrated. So she decides to go back to Ireland for her mum's 80th birthday. There she connects with people that she knew when she used to live there. Nancy, who's her best friend, who's now a widow. Jim, who she had feelings for at one time and is still single. And it's a book full of secrets, and you wonder what will happen now that she's back after 20 years. And you just wonder what has got to happen. Then I moved on to Mark Haddon's new one. I didn't jot down when it comes out. I'll put it down on the description. And it's a short story collection called Dogs and Monsters. And some of these are reworkings of ancient fables. We've got the Mother story, which is a different version of the Minotaur. We've got the Quiet Limit of the World, which is Tithonus, and talking about eternal life. And then we've got Dogs, which is the story of Actaeon. And then we've also got Genetic Engineering, which takes an inspiration from the island of Dr. Moreau. We've got Bullying at a Public School. It's a very dark collection, but very, very readable. Then I moved on to Nicky French. And this one's called House of Correction. I've given my copy away now, so I haven't got the hard copy anymore. And we've got Tabitha Hardy, who's charged with murder. The murder of Stuart Rees. Charged because his body is in her shed. But she can't remember anything. But the only thing she is certain of is that she didn't do it. It's almost like a locked room mystery, because at the time of the murder, there's only sort of one road in and out of the village, and it's blocked by a tree. So the murder can only have been done by somebody who was in the village at that time. So you've got sort of almost like a locked room mystery, but then you've got the courtroom drama as well, because Tabitha defends herself. And I do love courtroom dramas and cross-examinations and stuff. But she is a very rude person. I don't think I'd want her as a friend. Then I read one of my Japanese cat books. It comes out on the 5th of September, and it's called The Blanket Cats by Kiyoshi Shigematsu. I think that's it. And the idea is that you can rent a cat for 3 days. You can go into a shop, pick a cat, and bring him home for 3 days. And the idea is that these cats, they all come with their own blanket. They have to stay with their blanket. Help to change the focus on different people, because the people who rent the cats have all got something that they are trying to work through, sort of. And the focus isn't on the cats this time, it's on the people. And the idea that having a cat suddenly come into the house can change focus, change perception, and you can see things differently. So that's that one. And then I read Days at the Morisako Bookshop, which is one that had been on my radar. And it's all to do with books. Takako has lost her relationship. She's quit her job, and she's feeling really, really down when her uncle Satoru invites her to his bookshop to come and stay with me. And so she goes on a journey with books, and she gets to know his customers, and she gets to know books, and she gets to love books. And then the book sort of skips a few years, and her uncle's wife, her aunt, who left 5 years previously, she suddenly reappears on the scene. And uncle tasks Takako, the task of where has she been, why is she back? It's to do with the power of books and family. I preferred the first half of the book, but that's me. And then the final one I read, the last 3 books I read this month were all to do with Japan and cats. Will Prescribe You a Cat by Seo Ishida. And this is one for cat lovers, it really is. Comes out on the 5th of September. And there's a clinic in an alley. And the clinic is there or it isn't there. And the alley is there or it isn't there. And there's a door that is sometimes locked and sometimes isn't. Because it's only if you've got a need that you can actually see the alley, see the clinic, see the door. And the people who visit there have sort of all sorts of issues. They've got anxiety, they've got insomnia, and you go in and the doctor, he writes you a prescription for a cat, and you take a cat home for 10 days or 7 days. And it's so heartwarming. The cats might not solve the problem, but they provide such love and hope, and you've got a little supernatural thread running through it as well. So that was the end of July. I seem to have read this month. I seem to have had a sort of Japan month. It's just been one of those months where I sort of picked up books and books in Japan. My book of the month, it is going to be The Lantern of Lost Memories by Sanaka Hiraji, which was this wonderful one. It wasn't a cat in this one, but it was the idea of when you die, you go to this photographic studio and you look at all the photographs of your life before you fade away. And I thought that was absolutely gorgeous. So that is my July, very cat and Japan based. We'll see what August brings. So have a lovely August, and I will see you again soon. So take care. Happy reading.